So yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'll make the introduction really quick and really brief and let's just get straight into this video. Another day, another mod, another day, another dollar. Today I'm going to be getting a Powerflex dog bone mount, also known as a lower engine mount, installed into my car. I'm getting Pav, a really good friend of mine, to do it. I would do it, but he's got a garage where he can get under the car and obviously do it a little bit safer and a little bit more efficiently. But yeah, massive thanks to Pav all the time. He's always helping. He's such a knowledgeable person. I'll show you the process of him actually getting under the car, installing it, and the importance of me showing you that process, because I tried to install this part 2 weeks ago, but it was just a mad faff. Ordered the wrong part, even though technically I ordered the right part, but I'll explain that after. So once I've recorded the process, I'll drive home. It's super wet outside. I'll explain, or be able to tell you if I can feel any major instant difference. Apparently it does make a massive difference. So the gearbox, the way it handles, a lot tighter, a lot sharper in terms of the gear shifts, but also just handling overall. Yeah, tell you why I went for Powerflex as opposed to the other brands like Ford and stuff like that. I think Powerflex is actually a little bit cheaper than the other brands as well. But make sure you follow me on Instagram at ranj_sahota and my car page S3 Ranch. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that bell icon for future notifications. Like I said, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell icon, I promise you will not be disappointed. I will be uploading more consistently now. I've got loads of mods planned for my car. But yeah, let's go straight into the process and I'll catch you in a second once I head back home and it's been installed. So yeah, cool, take you in a minute.
So what I've been doing is taking the ball out, putting it in, and then what happens when I put it in? There's a top bracket.
See, I only realised I needed this one because of these two holes here, these two little holes there.
Well, this one goes in no problem, without no issues.
Really?
Yeah, look there.
Fucking hell, right.
That's the easiest.
So there's nothing need to come out then, or we're just basically adding something in?
So adding something, and it's just an insert, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But what it was is when you take that bar on the other ones, because it doesn't have an aluminium block like this in the middle, you lift the top bracket where the bolt ties onto.
Yeah.
Because you don't. That's why now I do it this way instead. It's easier.
Yeah.
So I did on my RS3 as well, the same thing.
Have you already done yours on the RS3?
Yeah, I done it, but I don't feel no difference in that one.
Really?
I think it's just a heavy car in general compared to that's freezing though. This one's so much easier on this because it's a different subframe to the old ones.
Yeah. You know the other one that I spoke to Haz, and he was basically saying
you got to cut it out.
He did say that you don't need to remove the subframe, you just need to cut it out. But then I did say, it's a brand new car. Like there's hardly any miles on it, and if I did ever, I don't think I will.
If you don't think this one works, then yeah, try it. But you see that's the whole thing you got cut out. So either they've got a blade or they have a tool there where they just hit it with a hammer and it's knocked it out.
It's fitted on now. It looks good, man.
Yeah, that's got the reason I have that casing around it.
Yeah.
The bolt goes further through.
Okay.
So it holds that.
So what will this do now? So essentially, I've heard it's the gearbox that basically.
It's a lot more stable. So when you reverse it, you'll feel it a bit more vibration.
Okay.
But when you change your gears, once it settles in, your gears will be a lot more responsive.
But what about the hand? Does it not do anything for the handling?
It stabilizes it a lot more better.
Okay, cool.
But if you want more handling, then you've got to change your arms to polybushing.
Yeah. Wow, safe. Alright, wicked cool. So the mount has now been fitted to my car. On first impressions of, turning it on, moving it from park to reverse and then reverse to drive, there used to be a bit of a clunk in the gearbox. I used to always tell my brother that it was like a bit of a clunky mechanical sound. That's now gone. It's no longer. So when I move from park to drive or drive to reverse or between those modes, now there's less clunk. The gearbox, just from driving it very normally and efficiently, it feels a lot more tighter. There's a lot less movement, and that's exactly what it does. It does kind of reduce movement within the gearbox. Once my engine warms up, I'll kind of go through whether I can experience any difference. I'll drive a little bit different, change my driving style. So for now, I'm just going to drive efficiently and normal, not really put my foot down or really kind of go through the gears. Let's go through this bit by bit. So why did I get the Powerflex dog bone mount when there's other brands that sell similar mounts, such as Forge, Racing Line, 034 Motorsport. Well, the reason why I went for the Powerflex one is because of the materials it's made out of. The other brands use a metal kind of steel material, whereas the Powerflex bush is made out of silicone, so it's like a silicone, you can probably see from the images, it's like a yellow silicone rubber, meaning it doesn't crack, whereas the other metal steel ones do crack over time. So that's why essentially I went for the Powerflex one, just purely because of the materials it was made for and the fact that it's a lot more durable in terms of long-term driving. That's the only reason I went for it. And the price point was decent as well. For £35, you really can't complain. Is it hard to fit? Well, it depends on which mount you get. There's two different variants of this mount. You get the hybrid version and you get the normal version. The normal version, like you would have seen in the video, takes about 5 to 10 minutes to install. It's plug and play, nothing needs to be removed, it's literally just an insert, and it's amazing, you know. The hybrid version is a lot larger and thicker, so that's the one I initially got. That when I went to Pabs, I got the right one, but essentially we realised that you actually had to remove some of the existing bush, and then this basically replaces the whole bush essentially. And I didn't want to do that because my car's quite new, still low mileage. I didn't want to be removing anything that I didn't need to, and especially if there was another version that was just plug and play that was going to get a similar sort of kind of like outcome, I thought why not. So yeah, you can buy the hybrid version. It's £10 more, I think it is, and it's a little bit thicker, and essentially it replaces your whole lower engine mount bush instead of just the one I've got, which is just an insert that kind of just fills in the void essentially. That's the best way to put it. Before you even think about getting a lower engine mount or dog bone mount, especially from the Powerflex range, you need to get under your car and have a look at what mount there is, because Powerflex on their website have two different. So you have the hybrid version and the normal one that I've got, but within that you also have two further variants, so A and B. Now A is basically for one type of A3 8V model range, and B is for the other A3 8V model range. And what I mean by that is, not even though realistically this S3 8V facelift will be the same as another S3 8V facelift, you know, underneath there'll be the same body parts and whatnot. When Audi made these cars, the lower engine mounts and some of the bushes are different depending on which car you literally got from the manufacturer. My brother-in-law's got an RS3 8V. He could have the same mount and bush I've got, meaning that he could just get the same Powerflex mount that I bought, or he could have a different one. Yeah, so the images that I'm going to show on screen should really clarify what I'm trying to get at a little bit better. Luckily, I always got, even when I got the hybrid version, I still got the right bit part for my car. Luckily I didn't get the one that was wrong. So hopefully now you understand why I went for Powerflex, and also a little bit about how to ensure that you'll get the right mount for your specific car. Because what I don't want you to do is basically get the wrong one, having to return it, because the process is super long. I think I've pretty much gone through everything I wanted to go through. Like I said, it's definitely worth it. 35 quid, you can't complain, and it's such a little cheap upgrade. It's a bit of a sad end actually, because that's probably the last cheap upgrade I can do. I'm going to have to start spending a little bit more money now on the upgrades. Yeah, lock type. Yeah, okay. Gear 1 right now, I'm going to type in. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was informative. I actually hope it prompts you to go out and get this £35 super cheap and super easy to install Gearbox upgrade mod to your Audi S3 8V. You can get other ones for the other MQB platform cars, such as the Coopers and the Golf Rs. This one will fit straight onto a Golf R Mark 7 and 7.5. For the Coopers I think it will be a little bit different, but Powerflex supply them all. Go check it out. There is a bit of a delay. I would always order it from Amazon, because you'll always get like a proper fixed time as to when you're going to get it, so at least that way you know the time scales. Follow me on Instagram at S3 Range, which is the page dedicated to my car, and follow me on Instagram on my personal page, which is Range_Sahota. I'm at 800, just over 800 subscribers. Once I hit 1,000, so so close. Keep supporting, keep showing love, tell a friend about my videos. But once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a massive giveaway on my Instagram profile, so keep an eye out, and you'll only find out if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, click that bell icon for future notifications, and follow me on my Instagram profile. It's the only way you're going to be able to keep alerts so when I do this giveaway, and it's definitely going to be worth it. Alicia's now got a YouTube channel and an Instagram profile. I'll put the link to both of those in the description box below. Go show some love. She's going to be doing some wicked things on her YouTube channel and Instagram page around home organisation and stuff like that. If you're into that or your partner's into that, make sure you tell them to go follow her. I'm going to be featuring on her channel as well, and we're going to be doing a part 2 to her driving my Audi R3 8V. So I don't know how that's going to go, but hopefully it goes well, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be ace. So yeah, until next time, take it easy, and yeah, carry on showing love and support, and yeah, until next time, take it easy. Peace.